Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. So for those of you that don't know me, I have a full-time job. I have an engineering job, a wife, a toddler that wakes me up between 5 and 6 a.m. And somehow I still find a way to trade the stock market. Definitely not all day. I'm not a type of person that's glued to the charts, and I don't have 5 monitors. I simply have a laptop that I use. So the question is how? Most people think that trading requires time and modern equipment, and that if you work a 9 to 5, if you have kids and responsibilities, then automatically you're disqualified. And I used to believe that too. I used to think that I need to spend time on the charts, that I need to show up at 9:30 when the market is hot. I mean, do yourself a favor. Look up stock traders on YouTube. You will find out that most of them talk about strategies that perhaps are 10 minutes to an hour long, but where you have to consistently show up every day at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. And they call it a strategy that even a full-time employee can pursue. Yeah, I'm not sure if that is going to work for anybody with a corporate job, especially living in the United States, where you start work early. You start around 8. You may already have a meeting at 8:30. So what's the truth? The problem is not the lack of time. It's choosing the wrong style for yourself. So let me give you an idea. My son wakes me up between 5 and 6 every morning. He usually climbs into our bed. He starts kicking, moving, and nobody really sleeps properly after that. So by 6, I'm up. I brush my teeth, I brush his teeth, change diapers, make breakfast, make coffee. Then my wife wakes up, we have breakfast, and then I'm off to work. I typically drive to work, and my commute is pretty long. So I'm not a full-time trader. I'm a full-time engineer. I manage projects, I solve problems, and I lead teams. So naturally, since I love the financial markets, I had to find a way to fit it in my life. Not the other way around, where I expected my life to fit into trading. That is why I swing trade. And sometimes I also do position trading. I use the monthly charts and I use the daily charts. And that's it. I don't need to stare at price all day. I simply let the markets tell me. It is rather simple because I set few alerts on my TradingView platform. So when something happens that matters, then my phone will ring, it'll display a message, and that's it. It's not the other way around. It's not where I go into the markets to look for an opportunity to go into, because the planning has already been done. I just mentioned that my commute is pretty long. So on my way to work, I use my time. Call parents, to call friends, to practice Italian, to listen to a good podcast. And very often, I actually take work calls from my phone. So I am multitasking, yes, while I'm driving. I had to find a way to fill up this time. But I do not take the time to trade during this time. So how do I actually find the time? And when do I do it? So how does actually trading happens for me? And when do I actually take trades? When do I place trades? Well, it can be at any time, really. It can be throughout the day on a short or quick walk to the bathroom. It can be after work as I'm walking to the car. And the reason it is so simple and it's not really limited to a specific time of day, it's because it only really takes 1 to 2 minutes most. An alert displays to my phone. I take a look at it. If it matches what I have already planned out, I enter the trade. If not, then I move on. And that's really it. So there is really no excuses. If you are a person that is fond of the financial markets, perhaps like me, then there's always an opportunity to participate. And of course, a lot of us do participate, perhaps indirectly, but if you want to do it actively, there is an opportunity like that through either swing trading or position trading. Now, you may ask, okay, well, when do you actually spend the time on the charts? When do you set up the triggers? And this for me generally happens during the weekends. It can happen during a weeknight as well. During the weekends, mainly around lunchtime when the toddler is asleep, I will start scrolling through the charts. I'll set up some triggers, and I do it kind of in parallel with some of these videos that I record for this channel. Oftentimes, I'll either find setups and I'll mark them, and I'll set my triggers. So this method is truly very simple and straightforward as long as you know what to look for. And even that part, knowing what to look for, it is sincerely pretty super straightforward. And that's what I spend most of the time talking about on this channel. So trading for me isn't about excitement anymore. It's really about structure, precision, and patience. It is about testing myself, how disciplined I can stay, and how well I follow my plan. It is something like a self-growth in action where the award happens to be a monetary one. The key to understand though is that my priorities are set and they're very clear. Family, health, and work are first. Then it's trading. And strangely, when trading stopped being the center of my life, I got much better at it. And if you work full-time and you still trade, then what's your system? And if you think it's impossible, then tell me why. Drop a comment on this video. With that, I'd like to thank you for your attention once more, and until next time, bye-bye.